Hey friends, welcome back to SoundstageEDU. If you're listening to this in January, I want you to hear this first. Before we talk about strategy, before we talk about leadership, before we talk about what comes next, I want you to hear something clear. No matter what you think, or how you feel, or how you have felt, I want you to realize that you didn't fail the first semester. I know it might feel like you did. And I know for some of you, there's a voice in your head replaying all the things that didn't go the way that you'd hoped. But survival is not failure. Endurance is not incompetence. And limping into January does not mean that you're broken. It means you're human. Here's what happens every year. Without fail. The calendar flips, the break ends, and suddenly everyone feels like they're supposed to come back better. You know, more organized, more motivated, more calm, more ready. But for a lot of parents, directors, volunteers, and educators, January doesn't feel like a fresh start. It feels like standing still just long enough to realize how tired you actually are. And that disconnect, that's where shame creeps in. Shame says things like, I should have handled that better, or other programs don't struggle like this. Or if I were better at this, it wouldn't feel so hard. And let me say this, that voice is lying to you. Most first semesters aren't designed to be successful. They're designed to be revealing. They show you where the system is weak, where communication breaks down, where too much is resting on too few people, and where your very culture is held together by duct tape, goodwill, and just a little bit of hope. And instead of saying things like, wow, this system needs support, we internalize it and we say, I must not be cut out for this. I must not be very good. And that's not leadership failure. It's not. It's not a people problem. It's structural reality. And if no one has told you this yet, let me be the one. You're not behind. You're right on time for the work that actually matters and that needs to get done. If you're exhausted right now, that doesn't mean you mismanaged the semester. Doesn't mean you didn't rest completely during this break. It probably means you said yes when things were unclear, or you filled gaps that no one else even saw, or you absorbed stress so that kids could keep showing up. That's not failure. That's overfunctioning in a system that hasn't learned how to share the load yet. And here's the hard truth. Programs don't break because people don't care. I don't know how many times I've told you guys that. And I'll keep saying it until you believe it. These programs break because caring people carry too much. And they often do it silently. And that's the whole crux of what we're trying to change here. This is why we exist. This is why I created SoundstageEDU. That's why it's evolving into what it's becoming today. I'm not here to tell you to try harder. I'm not trying to shame you into better behavior or better knowledge of governance or better understanding of Robert's Rules of Order. And definitely not pretend that this work is easy. I know it's hard. I've walked alongside a lot of you in this last year. What we are here to do is we're here to help you name what's actually happening. Been on many calls, too many for me to count, where the moment we put a name to it, the whole temperature of the room changed. There was relief. That's what we're here to help you do. We want to name what you may not be able to name yourself. That's why this outside perspective is so helpful. We want to help you regulate before reacting. And we are building systems actively that protect people, that doesn't burn them out. So if today's episode hits something tender, I want you to know you don't have to sit with that alone. That's why we're here. And I know a lot of you guys will see me come to you in a comment somewhere on social media and you think, oh gosh, here comes Mike. He's going to try and tell me something. Maybe. Yes, this is a business. My time has value just like yours does. But like we said in an episode before, I cannot regulate everything for you. There's going to be some kind of investment from your end in order to bring these problems to a successful close. Maybe that investment's financial. Maybe that investment's time. Maybe that investment is some of your emotional capital. And speaking of emotional capital, one of the tools that we've built for moments like this is the SoundstageEDU cooler. It's free. It's available to everyone. And it's designed for those moments when your nervous system is lit up and you need to pause before responding. You'll find it on the website at SoundstageEDU.com. Right there on the front page. It's there waiting for you. There's no paywall, there's no gatekeeping, because emergency regulation shouldn't depend on your bank account. And yes, that tool is free for everyone to use, but it's not free to operate, and I need you guys to understand that. And if you believe in keeping tools like that accessible for everyone, you can support that work through the SoundstageEDU Access Initiative, which exists solely to help us keep these resources open to the entire community. Not everyone that comes along needing help has the resources to procure that help. Sometimes they just need us there. But sometimes on those moments when you guys, some of you may not need the help, but have the resources available, pay it forward. That's how society works. Put what you can into that plate as it passes by. We're not strangers to that. I'm not a stranger to you guys. And all these other booster parents that are gathered around us, they're not strangers to us. They may be in other parts of the country, in other programs. We may never actually see them face to face. But they're not strangers. So yeah, the SoundstageEDU Access Initiative. No pressure, no obligation. It's just an option for those who want to help hold the door open for others. And if you're new here, I'd really encourage you to spend some time on the SoundstageEDU website. You'll find governance basics, culture resources, tools designed for real-world leadership moments. And if this episode helped you even a little, the simplest way to support this work is to share it to help us grow. Send it to a parent who's struggling. Drop it in a group where people are overwhelmed. Amplify it on social media. We can't do this all by ourselves. We need you guys to come alongside and partner with us to make this a reality for everybody else. But I want you to understand, this isn't about growing numbers. Yes, the numbers are important. But the end number doesn't matter. What matters to me is finding the people who need to hear you're not failing. You're carrying something heavy. And that's something we can all do together. So spend some time on the website. I'm constantly updating. I'm constantly adding things. I have so much information I want to get out there for you guys. It's going to take me some time. This is no, it's not new. This is something I've done for a long time. I just never realized how essential it was for me to get out there and do this on a much bigger scale. And that's what we're doing now. That's what the website is going to be for. You guys are going to be able to help me push that website out there. The more people that go there and spend some time on the site, reading the articles, reading the documents, reading the blog, just listening to podcast episodes through the website. That's going to help that resource grow for everybody. Y'all know Google, right? The gods at Google. The ones who control the internet destiny. They don't play nice. They don't play fair. Their business. They'd rather I gave them money to make my presence known. But I also know that you guys, the parents, the volunteers, the directors, the staff, the people entrenched in the fine arts, you're a mighty, mighty crowd. And you're mighty, mighty loyal. And you can make this go much faster than all of the Google crawling bots can go. You can cast this further than they ever will. That's why I need your help. I covet it. I want you guys to partner with me in one way or another to get this message out there. We need to find the people that need to discover who we are. We as a family. It's all of us. All of you that come alongside me here, that listen to the show, that share the show, we are in this together. This is our movement. This is not my movement. This is our movement for our kids. So as we move into this new semester, here's what I want you to hold on to. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a total reset. And you definitely don't need to punish yourself for how the fall went. So many times I get on a phone with some of you guys, and the very first things out of your mouth is, I can't believe how terrible this has gone. I can't believe I'm in this position. I can't believe I'm having to have this conversation with a stranger who's someplace that I don't even know where they're at. And if you're new here, I'm in Kansas, right in the middle of the country. Right in the heartbeat, the heartland, the good old US of A. But that doesn't matter. Here's what you need. You need clarity, support, permission to build sustainability instead of heroics. And we're going to talk about how to do that step by step. All month long. You didn't fail the first semester, you survived it. And that means you're still here. Which means we can build from here. Thanks for being part of this community. I want you to take a breath. I want you to focus someplace far off in the distance. Breathe again. Shake it out. Regulate. And I'll see you in the next episode.